Good. Starting the video off with an illegal maneuver. Hey, what's up? I got a thing today that I'm going to do that I've never done before. Just like a little moto vlog, quote unquote. It's not a moto vlog though. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a brief tour of the highlights that I selected of downtown Seattle. The things that I think are interesting. If you're going to come here, maybe you want to visit. Seattle's a super popular place in the summers. Actually, really almost, I work downtown and I see tourists there all the time. Not so much right now though, of course. We're coming from the south side of Seattle, which is called the SoDo district, or South Downtown. South Downtown district is mostly industrial. It's a fair amount of breweries, maybe some small food places like this Pig Iron Barbecue, which is great. There is the corporate headquarters of a very large company, Seattle-based company, which you will immediately recognize as soon as you see it. Alright, so here we are. Like I said, if you guessed the Starbucks headquarters, you were very correct. You can see the giant mermaid head on the left-hand side there. It's also kind of a weirdly large building for the SoDo district. Again, not much around here, except for this giant building. This cool little clock on it. Pretty good looking building, considering. Again, normally this would be filled with motherfuckers, but, you know, we're in martial light, so. You'll see on the right-hand side up here, we've got Safeco Field, which houses the Mariners. Sorry, T-Mobile Park. T-Mobile Park, I believe, is what it was just recently renamed to. After, I don't know, 2 decades, maybe longer? I think that's what it is. Yeah, there you go. I don't know. I don't watch baseball. I think it's boring as hell, but that's just me. To each his own. The seats are cheap, that's for sure. I think you can go there for like $10 and then, you know, pay $20 for multiple beers. Takes you $830 to get smashed, but whatever. That's your deal. Why can't people be normal and just drink at home by themselves like I do? Following the Safeco Field, we've got Centurylink Field. Sorry, T-Mobile Park is following T-Mobile Park. Nobody cares. Is Centurylink Field, or as we formerly know it, the Clink. That's where the Seahawks play. That's also where the Seattle Sounders play. Seattle Sounders is a soccer team, or think of it this way. It's the football team and the football team. Both play there. So as we're leaving down the South Downtown Seattle area, now during game day, this place is packed. There's a bunch of little bars and eateries down that way. There's also a bunch of little parks that you can hang out. Like you can play chess and ping pong and all kinds of weird sporting stuff is down there. We have like community people for Seattle that hang out and help people out and give you the paddles and the balls and stuff, which is cool. But as we're heading out of there, we're heading downtown. Oh, also I think there's a Dionyse. Ooh, there's a Dionyse shop somewhere up here. Fuck you. Okay, anyway. So, there's a lot of construction down there. If you looked at Seattle a year ago, this is the Waterfront area, we had a giant highway that traversed the whole of Seattle. But, sorry, Popo, double checking. Not that I'm doing anything wrong. I never do anything wrong. But we tore it down in order to build an underground one and kind of open up this area. So if you're here in a couple of years, this is probably going to be a huge greenway. It's going to be beautiful. But, so this is our waterfront area. Again, normally very busy with tourists. But there's a lot of cool things to do here. So you come down here, you either park down here, or you take public transit into the city if you're visiting. And on the left-hand side, you're going to see gift shops. You're going to see little Seattle stores. You're going to see seafood there. Obviously, Seattle is a port city, very important port city, because most of like Asian merchandise back and forth goes in and out of Seattle. Got the Ibers, of course, fish bar for casual dining. We've also got a crab pot coming up here, which is these huge pots of crab and seafood and corn and all kinds of shit. You can also come down. We've got the Ferris wheel. Gives you a great view of the inlet. You can see all the little islands like Vashon out there. You can also see get a great view of the city. Got the Seattle Aquarium, which, I mean, it's cool. It's a cool little place. They don't have any squids there though. They have some cuttlefish, I think, but that's about it. Kind of weird. All right, welcome back with the magic of video editing. We are on our way to the Seattle Center, and you can probably tell that is Seattle's butt plug, the Space Needle. I think the story goes is that we put it up in like the 1960s World's Fair because we wanted something cool. We wanted to show people our big old dick. So, voila. Now, the Space Needle has a gift shop at the bottom. You can go up it. It's not free. You can pay money. I think it's like, I don't know, it's like $25 or something. Not insanely unreasonable. That's cool. It'll give you a cool view of the Lake Union, kind of a big lake that is up the north side of Seattle. Now, the next level play, though, is to go up. There's actually a restaurant. That big center area is a restaurant. And they do valet parking here. Ugh. Now, the other thing about this is that this is the Seattle Center, so there's way more to do here than just the Space Needle. So, I'm going to leave it running so somebody steals it. So, we are here. Behind us is the Chihuly Glass Gardens, which is a Pacific Northwest artist, Dave Chihuly. Does all kinds of cool glass glowing. The Pacific Science Center is cool. You've got an IMAX theater back there. There's all kinds of cool stuff for the family. Armory's food, drink, all your normal stuff. You've got a small stadium. Mopop, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. There's this huge plaza back here with like playground stuff. And then the Seattle Center. Or the new Key Arena. Which I can't really show you because it's being totally and completely renovated. So this is the Museum of Popular Culture. Used to be known as the Experience Muse Project, but I guess the problem is that people didn't know what the fucking Experience Music Project was. Didn't really describe what it was very well. So I think they rebranded. And it is a very odd-looking building. You can't really miss it. Inside, there's some of the permanent exhibits are like a horror exhibit. There's a oh, I'm gonna take a left here. There's a Nirvana exhibit. There's a Jimi Hendrix exhibit. And then they have like rotating stuff. Oh, there's like a sci-fi and fantasy exhibit. Those are all super cool. There's also this awesome music studio that you can go in. You can fuck around with like all kinds of digital and real instruments. It's fun. It's a fun day. So we went to the Waterfront. We went to the Seattle Center. Now we're gonna head downtown, and I'm gonna show you one or two things downtown. Now downtown has changed a lot since I moved here. Seattle is one of the largest growing cities, fastest growing cities in the nation. And I think 2 years in a row, I think like 2013, 2016, it was the fastest growing city. So we have been building up for basically ever since the financial crisis, maybe a little bit before that. whenever Amazon started to get big, more or less. But I mean, again, we've also got Microsoft, we've also got Valve, we've got all kinds of tech companies, Starbucks. I think Costco is headed out of here too. All right, smash cut. I know where I'm going. So, one of the major things that Amazon has imported into the city, other than insane amounts of traffic and people, is Jeff Bezos' giant balls, aka the Amazon Spheres. Now, the Amazon Spheres are a glorified cafeteria, but it's an arboretum. As I understand it, employees from Amazon can just kind of go there and eat and hang out whenever they want. I don't believe it's open to the public. If it is, it's probably very limited. And if it is, it's also not going to be open right now. But, say la vie. If you are going to come to Seattle, I don't recommend driving. It's probably very confusing. Look, I'm confused and I drive around here all the time. What I would recommend is getting yourself some of those little jump bikes. As you can see, Seattle is very, very rideable. There's bike lanes pretty much everywhere. Where there's not, there's still huge sidewalks. You can rent those. They're, I think, Uber or online. There's a bunch of different ones. But you rent them. They're electric assisted too. So Seattle's a super hilly city, and they will electrically assist you when you start pumping really hard, so you don't even get super sweaty. All right, I'm lost again. Cut again. Okay, so we're just a little bit up. This is the Washington State Convention Center. A lot of people's first interaction with Seattle is coming for one of our cons. We've got PAX that's held in there usually in August. We've got Comic-Con, Emerald City Comic-Con. We've got anime. I'm sure there's hentai festivals. So there are business conventions there. I go to probably 2 or 3 conventions there every year. Can't really see it, but that's the Paramount. It's a place where you can catch small shows, largely things like musicals and stuff. I went and saw Hamilton there. I saw Book of Mormon there. That was fucking lit. Both of those were lit. But we're heading up to the Capitol Hill, First Hill area. This is definitely the hip part of downtown Seattle. There are other hip places, but this is the primary hip place. If you want to come for nightlife, if you want to come for food, drink, if you want to see some small shows, if you want to just get weird with it, this is the area you want to be at. Not like Portland weird, but Seattle weird. The Capitol Hill area is known as a gayborhood, colloquially. It's very LGBTQ friendly. It's kind of had gay culture has been a big part of it for a pretty long time. Yeah, a lot of younger people live in this area. You'll notice on every street pole there are posters and posters and posters of small and local shows. Now, in a big city, you want to make sure that if you see those, that means you have to yield to pedestrians. All right, we're going to get onto the main area here. This is Broadway. Yeah, look at all this stuff. All these shops boarded up from the Rona. It seems that people can't see. Oh, look. A rainbow-colored walkway. Art's a big part of Seattle. I think it extends a bit from our grunge culture, even as we've kind of gotten more uptight. I like to compare Seattle to Portland. I would say that Seattle is like a uptight Portland. All right, so we've kind of left Capitol Hill behind. We're gonna smash cut again, and we're gonna head down to the thing that the NFL. It's like the only part of Seattle the NFL knows about, which is Pikes Place. I guess I'll do this to show you. Seattle, like I said, very bike-friendly city. It is definitely very normal for cars to share streets with bicycles. This is another reason I like being a motorcycle, because, again, I can share the road with Bikes now. This lady, I'm probably gonna freak her out if I pass her. I try not to be. I try not to be an asshole. Oh shit! I need to get in the left lane. Oof. 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 We gonna do some more illegal ass shit. Oh, whoops. My bad. My bad. Here we go. Is this confusing enough? 2 one-way streets? Confusing enough? So this is an all-way walk. So here we are in Pikes Public Market. Now normally, this would be busy as fuck. Over there is where the fishmongers throw their fish. But they look, apparently they're open. Oh, I came too late. All the shops are closed. My bad. Well, I mean, it wouldn't matter. Oh, wait. They're not open because of fucking Rona. Or at least some of them are. There's lots of little bodegas, lots of little food places. Now, normally on the left over here, you would have tons and tons and tons of little stalls. It's like it's like a market. So there's flower vendors, fruit vendors, people with their knickknacks and trinkets, bibs and bobs, as they say. The very first Starbucks that was ever open is up on the right-hand side here. And again, on normal days, you would have just a line out the door, but not with the Rona. One pro tip I did want to mention about Seattle before I forget is that, again, you'll notice that it's overcast, but it's May 1st. We're entering spring here. It's about mid-60s most days. It rains occasionally. But when you think of Seattle, you probably think of like a rainy, wet place. You probably think of something closer to like San Francisco where it's constantly balmy. And don't get me wrong, that's a thing. It is like that a lot of the time. But it's mainly in the winter. That's the key. It's mainly November through December-ish. Super wet, especially January and February. Coldest, wettest months. But in the summers, it dries the hell up. And it gets incredibly hot. I mean, it gets to like 90s, 100s come August, September. Well, I think I'm going to head out the way that I came in, which is from the waterfront here, just next to the Port of Seattle. Oh wait, fly fast, take chances.